So Ryan, thanks for taking your time to participate in this interview. So my first question is, how do you feel about countries explicitly censoring data or information from their citizens? So do you think the pros outweigh the cons in this censorship?
So I think censorship is a common issue in many countries, not only in developing countries like China and India. They are a very important step for the government to govern its people in America too. And I believe it's a strategy used to govern its people to not to disclose some of the information. And I believe this problem, the pros and cons depends on the scenario we're talking about. And so for the example of the government of China doesn't allow people in China to go on YouTube or Google, and I believe it's their way of governing its people, because there are many citizens in China, and then it's hard to govern the people when the country doesn't allow freedom of speech. So I believe it's one of the strategies. So I think the pros outweigh its cons.
So my second question is, how cautious are you when it comes to protecting your data privacy while using the internet? Would it bother you if you learned other countries were using personal data about you for their own gain?
When it comes to data privacy, I'm very cautious about my personal data on the internet, because I don't want people to be using it against me or for their own goods, because they're not authorized and they don't have my consent. And it would bother me if other countries are using it, if they are affecting my personal life. But in general, if they're not targeting me myself, I'd be okay with that.
Okay. So my last question is, social media is an excellent tool to unifying the world against common issues such as climate change, Me Too, and Black Lives Matter movements. These movements invoke change within the country and allows these citizens to be more proud of the country they live in. However, social media can also be a platform for people or groups to rally against specific groups. So, do you think the pros of social media with respect to nationalism outweighs its cons?
So in terms of the pros and cons about social media, in terms of nationalism, I believe the pros outweighs the cons, because first of all, it raises awareness of issues that are minor, or they're not minor, but they are easily forgotten by people. And I believe this can do very well for the society when when these issues are raised to the public. And in terms of the cons, I believe when social media is used for example, by Donald Trump to condemn other countries, it's actually okay, because in America, it's a country about freedom of speech, and to express personal opinions is a fundamental concept of this government. And I believe the cons is not too important when it's compared with the pros.